Emily was once a beauty queen who dreamed she and her husband Jim would have the perfect family.
I have always wanted twins.
But she never dreamed of this.
They share some tissue right there.
Twins who were connected.
It should have been the fairy tale.
Literally.
That was the first thing he said. They're joined.
Could I jump up and down and they would split apart?
From pregnancy.
We're definitely going to have some babies today.
Their incredible journey captured every step of the way.
They're so precious.
7 months later, a daring attempt to separate their daughters.
Who's that cutie in the mirror?
To give them a normal life.
Who's that other cutie in the mirror? I wanted them to be independent little girls and not be stuck together forever.
Jane Clayson has the dramatic story.
You've not done this before. How do you know what to do?
This technology is just so astounding to me.
Let's get started, guys.
2 precious children.
Worst case scenario, paralysis.
I hope we're doing the right thing. It's just scary.
I can tell you, I am one of the most excitable people you'll ever meet. And I found out when I was very young that my grandfather was a twin. And I thought, could life get any more fun? Could you imagine if you didn't want to go to math class and your sister loved math and she looked just like you? She could do double the math. And I could do something else. And I thought, I want to be a twin so bad. Well, my mom just couldn't poof and make me a twin. So I had always told her, I'm going to have twins. And bless my mother's heart, she'd go, oh, Em, you do that. I remember looking down at them, and I remember looking at their eyes. And I thought to myself, was this it? Would I ever see those eyes again? Would I not ever see them moving and looking at me? Or would they be the eyes that would be in that wheelchair? Would they look at me with disgust that, how could you make this decision? Or would they be looking at me saying, thanks, Mom. Thank you for that decision. So, of course, after I lay them down, I look over at the anesthesiologist and I look at their eyes for approval. I look at them to say something. And she smiles. And as I walk away, I look back over my shoulder to see them one more time. And I look up at that doctor and I look at his eyes. And you know what I saw? I saw a hero. He finally looked at us and he said, they're joined.
Yeah, that was the first thing he said, just bluntly.
They're joined.
They're joined.
Well, what on earth does that really mean? They're joined? Other people have joined kids. Wait a minute, nobody has joined kids. What on earth does that mean? Well, we had gone to the internet and we did a little searching. What exactly are conjoined twins? The only thing we knew is somewhere in the buttocks region, my twins were stuck together. How together? I don't know. In my heart, I was hoping for a skin connection only. And so sure enough, we had gone to the internet and what we found was, whenever you type in conjoined twins, they're monsters. Most conjoined twins don't make it to the world alive. We're definitely going to have some babies today.
But Emily and Jim Stark wanted to give their conjoined twins a chance to live a normal life.
Can you reach at the very bottom? They're so precious. I wanted them to be independent little girls and not be stuck together forever.
On October 1st, 2001, my daughters had an amazing day. It's the day we call the sisterectomy. And so October 1st was an amazing day of 57 doctors with egos, nurses, med techs, administration, everybody coming together to make one thing happen. They all had hope. Hope and belief that a miracle was going to happen that day. And they all walked into work that day, and I can almost guarantee, just like when you walk through the doors tonight, that they didn't go, oh, another day at work. They didn't. They thought to themselves, I am going to be part of a miracle.
The journey to that dream would take 7 long months. A time filled with hope and anxiety. As the girls, their parents, and doctors prepared for the ultimate goal.
Let's get started, guys.
A daring attempt at separation.
Worst case scenario, they'll be paralyzed for life.
I hope we're doing the right thing. It's just scary.
And as I held them and I started to lay them down, I became peaceful. And as I put them on that operating table, I looked up. And by this point, we had had the same anesthesiologist for every surgery. And I looked at her, and I couldn't see her mouth, but I could see her eyes. And I looked over at the head surgeon, and I just looked at him like, say something, do something quick before I pick him up and run. And they just smiled at me with approval. And then I realized, you know what? I am looking at some of the most amazing heroes I've ever encountered. They look at my daughters as if they were their own. I could not ask for anything more. And I laid my daughters on that table, and I walked away.
And now, twin miracles.
So Lexi's just squirming and squirming, her eyes are closed, and she finally kind of opens them up a little, and my husband's right there to see it. And he looks over at her and he goes, "Oh, Lexi, are you having a nightmare that your sister's stuck to your butt?" Isn't that kind of fun?
We're watching the joyful foursome here in Denver. Look at this. Ah, what a happy result.
On the day that we saw them in my stomach, we did an MRI, and we put both babies to sleep. And I think from the moment we saw them, as one was sucking her thumb and the other one was waving at us, we knew we had no choice but to go forward and keep moving on. I always think that James and I are going to sit on that on Golden Pond moment. We're going to be on the front porch, and we're going to be rocking in those rocking chairs. And we're going to look over at each other, and we're going to smile, and we're going to keep sipping on that lemonade. And we're going to hear the birds and all the fun stuff. But imagine if we got a phone call. We got that phone call that day that says, "Hey, you know what your daughter did? She was one of my heroes." Would that not be like the icing on the cake for your entire life? We work so hard to get them up into that age, and then you think, please do something great and amazing and good. And getting that phone call, that's the confirmation that you did it. That's the confirmation that makes you so peaceful. Take your hero. Make sure they know that you appreciate them. Make sure those heroes in your life know that you're grateful. But even bigger and better yet, call those parents. Let those parents know they did an awesome job.
Our dream.
Our daughters have definitely taken us on a journey. They are just little miracles. They have proven so many things. One of the most important things that we have learned is just to be grateful. Be grateful for the little things.
Love your children. Just go home and hug your kids and be thankful for every day and everything that you have.
I believe there's no such thing as a coincidence. These doctors were not placed in our lab on accident. We interviewed many hospitals because I wanted the best team working on my daughters. We had the best team here. I just had to come to grips with it. When you come into different places and you start to make these connections, there's a reason. There's no such thing as being at the wrong place at the wrong time. You just have to learn from that event. Oftentimes we expect someone else to be the catalyst in our situation. But I challenge you to be the person that has action. Essentially, it only takes one spark to set a whole forest on fire. And that's what you have to think you can do.